Hi, welcome to 5 Minutes of Torah with the BI Rabbi. I'm Rabbi Adam Stein. You can tell that I'm outside in some beautiful weather. Vancouver has finally decided to have some summer weather for us, which is great. I'm one of the only ones around here, the shul nowadays. Rabbi Infeld and family are off in Israel. Debbie is in Israel, still visiting her family. Rabbi Blumen and family visiting Rabbi Olga's family in Detroit. Esther's off with her family for a well-deserved vacation. And there's a few of us around the office and the shul holding down the fort. You can see they're doing some nice improvements at VTT over the summer. Should be really, really great for our neighbors there. And because we finally have some good weather and our streaming set up for outside, we're going to be outside tonight for our services, not over here in the Boxer Family Pavilion, but over in the Eastern Courtyard where we had services a lot last summer. So that's tonight, Friday night, and many Friday nights this summer, and hopefully some Saturday mornings too, and we start doing weekday evenings next week also. I want to tell you, I came across an article in the Washington Post a couple days ago, why optimists live longer than the rest of us. There's some studies that seem to show that, and I was thinking about that because a lot of us might try to be optimistic as much as we can, but not too easy with the difficult things going on in the world recently. War, shootings, fires, famine, floods, pandemic. And, you know, our biggest hero in the Torah, probably our biggest teacher, of course, is Moses, Moshe Rabbeinu. Moses does not seem to be an optimist too much of the time. He has a difficult time with the people and their complaining. His relationship with God isn't always so easy. Even in this week's Torah portion, we'll hear more about it tomorrow from Christine McInnes, who's giving a wonderful sermon for us. Moses, he gets punished by God. He and Aaron get punished by God. They're told that they're not going to get to go into the land of Israel. So later on at the end of Deuteronomy, Moses dies at the top of a mountain looking out at the land of Israel, but he doesn't get to go into it himself like the people do. Why does he get this punishment? He and Aaron, they're supposed to give water to the people who need some water in the desert by speaking to a rock. God says, speak to this rock and water will come out of it. They don't speak to the rock. They hit the rock. They even hit the rock twice, Moses does, with the rod, and water does come out of it. But they didn't follow the instructions. Rashi, our famous commentator, even tells us that they didn't, like I said, they didn't just hit the rock once. They hit it once. They hit the rock twice because only a little bit of dribble of water came out of it the first time. But that's not even what they were supposed to do. They knew that in the past, in Exodus, they were instructed to hit a rock and water came out of it. So maybe they thought that it would work fine this time. But the reason why they hit the rock this time, it wasn't because they were instructed to. In fact, they were instructed to speak to it. But it gets at something different. They weren't being positive, they weren't being optimistic, they weren't being, in this situation, good, strong leaders. They got frustrated and angry with the people. They yelled at the people and said, hey, you rebels, you want to see us get water from this rock? Here you go. And they hit the rock, and well, water did come out of it, but a punishment for Moses came out of it as well. And it's a difficult story. It sees a leader get a very, very harsh punishment for one thing that he does out of 40 years of leadership. But I think it can teach us a lesson about frustration, about anger, taking out our frustration and anger on other people around us, and hopefully leading us to refrain from doing those things in the future. I want to tell you something about a holiday that's coming up. It's not a happy holiday. It's not Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur or Sukkot or Simchat Torah. Those come later at the end of September and throughout October this year. But Tisha B'Av, the sad holiday, the saddest holiday in our calendar year, coming up Saturday night, the 6th of August, and Sunday, the 7th. Some great programs going on, one with Beth Tikva and Harel on Sunday, one with our shul on Saturday night. Should be very powerful. A longtime member, David Schaefer, will be speaking with us about his story of survival. Hope you all have a good Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.